I had been sick since November. Water, please. Since November. I had been coughing, tired, didn't understand what was going on with my body. I love the holidays, so let me back up a little bit. Thank you. So in November, I was looking around my living room and deciding how I was going to decorate. And this voice said to me, next year, this time, you'll be dead. I said, devil, you're a liar.
Amen. Amen.
I will not die,
Yeah.
but live and declare the works of the Lord.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Lord.
I kept getting worse. People kept saying, Pastor, something's not right. You're not breathing right. Something's not right. But I kept going. So that Sunday, after I finished preaching, a pain hit me from my shoulder to my side. I sat down where Sister Stephanie is sitting. I couldn't move any longer. They took me into the office. I said, just give me a few minutes, I'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Sister Saunders' mom told me to go to the doctor, Evangelist Presley. So I had decided to go to the doctor that Monday. And my baby Tia called me and said, Mom, I got the same thing you got. I need to go to the doctor. I said, okay, when I come home Monday, we'll go to the doctor. We went to the doctor. I was examined. So they said I had an infection in my gallbladder. We're going to send you to the emergency room. So I'm going to the emergency room thinking it's my gallbladder. They started giving me all types of tests. My daughter Jasmine was in the room with me, and also Tia. So one little small lady came in. She said, you have stage 4 colon cancer.
Jesus.
I said, no, I don't.
Amen.
I don't have cancer.
Amen.
She said, we know what we're talking about. I said, Jesus knows what he's talking about.
Amen. That's right. That's right, Pastor.
He's not a practicing physician. He is the great physician.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So after about 5 other doctors, well, let me back up. My 2 daughters was in the room when they said that, and Tia just began to cry. How do you do that in front of somebody's children? Heartless. Doctors are heartless.
Don't do it.
About 5 other doctors came in with the same thing. But Dr. K came in. Dr. K said, no, it was the first one, right, Jasmine? It said I had to put that thing in my chest and get chemo. I was not putting that foreign thing in my body.
Amen.
I refuse chemo.
Amen.
So another doctor came in, Dr. K. He said, we want you to come to the cancer center on Tuesday. We'll have your biopsy. Well, they showed me a picture of smoke over my colon. Now, a lot of people don't like me because I come against witchcraft, but it was a witchcraft spirit. Now, I heard when cancer is eating you up, you can see it. It's not no smoke over your colon. Am I correct? So I went in to get this biopsy, and Jasmine went with me. And there was a female doctor that was going to do the biopsy, but there was a male medic in there. So he comes and tries to find the area where the colon cancer was, and I knew he couldn't find it because I was praying so hard because I knew I was supposed to have a healing and deliverance service that Friday night. So I was just praying, and he just looked puzzled and he gave up. She came in. She started doing the same thing and she got puzzled. She said, I'm going to x-ray. She came back and she was just trying. I said, Jasmine, there's something strange going on. So she finally did the biopsy, and I looked her in her face and I said, I've already received my miracle.
Amen.
She said, I believe it.
Amen.
Tears in her eyes.
Praise God.
Okay, so we leave out and they send me home. My appointment was Tuesday. My children and I, we go to the cancer center. So the doctor says this to me, Dr. K. Is that right? He says, you do have stage 4 cancer. And if you do not take chemo, in 2 weeks, they'll be calling hospice. Tell me if I'm wrong, Jasmine. She was in there for 2 weeks. And in how many weeks I would be dead?
3 weeks, a couple months.
Weeks or a couple of months. He said my bowels would start backing up. I would not be able to go to the bathroom. He said, now you have choices. Was it 4 chemos? You could take 4 chemos, 3, and then or a pill. So my baby Jasmine said, Mom, take the pill. I said, I'm not taking anything. I don't have cancer.
Amen.
So I looked at Dr. K. I said, Dr. K, I'm not taking any chemo. You're a practicing physician. But I serve a great physician. So they had to give me iron. I went into the chemo room. It was the most horrible sight I had ever seen. When I finished, may I take my time? Are you in a hurry?
No, ma'am.
So I went in the chemo room. It was a horrible sight. I left it. I had another appointment the next week. And my brother came from Boston. So I went back to Dr. K and he says to me, you still have stage 4 cancer? He said, but what do you want to do? I said, what did I tell you last week? He said, well, we have a new drug. Now, why didn't he tell me that last week before he wanted to put that chemo in me the first day? Tell me what he said about the new drug, that it wasn't as aggressive. I said, I don't want that either. I'll go with Jesus. How about y'all? So that day, I saw the most horrible sight that I have ever seen in my life. They took me back into the chemo room to get more iron. There was a lady sitting next to me. And I saw how she was putting her hands in ice water. And then putting the ice in her mouth. So as we were leaving out, my brother and I, he turned around and said to her, you all right? I said, how are you? She said, I'm fine. She said, I know you were wondering what I was doing. She said, I'm on 3 chemos. And one takes my fingernails off if I don't put them in ice water. And my tongue peels, burns, if I don't put the ice on my tongue. Because I know I ain't put that mess in my body down. Yeah. Went home. And this is the miracle. About 2 years ago, I met this prophet and her son at my sister's, Zulia's. She told me an amazing story of how she had brain cancer for 10 years. Where's Zulia? Am I correct? She said that she called for her son. He had been, you have to correct me, a medic before in the cancer ward or something. Okay, and then he started making regimens for people to heal their bodies. So he said he wanted to see me, but let me tell you the story about his mother first. His mother had the brain cancer, and he came home to her. And he asked his mother, Mom, do you want to live or die? She said, I want to live. He laid hands on his mother, and black smoke came out of her head. Y'all remember now, I had black smoke on my colon.
That's right.
We don't wrestle against flesh and blood.
That's right. Amen.
There are witches in our church, and we don't even know about it.
That's right. Oh, yes. Yes.
They're on assignment, and we don't even know about it.
That's right. Amen.
She's been 3 years cancer-free. So he sent a message to me. He said, I want to give you a diagnostic report. He said, because you don't have cancer. I said, yes, come on over. And my family was there. They took a diagnostic report of my whole body. He said, there is no cancer in your body.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
What is, help me with song. Your system.
Oh yeah, you have lactic acidosis. That's what he called it.
That's what I have. Okay, whatever that is. But anyway, he put me on a regimen. And I'm gonna tell you, it's not good. My son right there is gonna stay here with me for 6 months to make sure I take it. Mom, you gotta take it. Sometimes I want to throw it in the toilet, but I take it. I may be weak now. You know, sometimes I want to walk fast. They say slow down.
That's right.
But my sisters and my brothers, Jesus is a healer. He sent me my angel
Want to do it?
in the form of Brother Dante.
That's right.
And I thank God
Yes.
that I didn't put that poison in my body.
Amen.
That's what they want you to do. Put it in your body before you leave the hospital so you can really get sick. But I'm here.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
So when I say this, 'cause I gotta say this and I'm going to be finished.
Get it, Pastor.
Some said I wouldn't make it. They said I would not be here today. They said I would not amount to anything. But I'm so glad I'm still here. Because Jesus fixed it. My sister Helen said she was walking through the house and she said, Jesus, fix it, Jesus, fix it. And she said, Jesus said, I fixed it.
Yes, Lord.
So no matter how hard it gets,
Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord.
the Lord showed me some things The Lord showed me some things as I lay flat on my back in the Spirit.
Yes.
He said, you're about to go into phase 3.
Yes.
Phase 1, I was with my sister Zulia sitting in Pastor Terry's church. I looked at my hands and it seemed as someone had sliced me with a razor blade. But I wasn't bleeding, and the Lord said, you will have power to lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Phase 2, the fire of God, the ministry, fighting the very darkness of evil. And the witches don't like it. And the warlocks don't like it. So they tried to kill me. Oh, y'all ain't got to believe it. They tried to kill me. Now y'all remember I said that I couldn't go to the bathroom. But when I got so sick, I had to even leave my house. And I went to my aunt's house. We went out to eat and I couldn't eat.
I remember that.
She looked at me and she said, you know what it is? It's a witchcraft spirit. When I went to have a bowel movement, there was a hair in my bowel. But my sisters and my brothers, the Lord has the last say. That spirit tries to walk all around me. But the Lord said, He has the last say. He's still trying to kill me. Just last week, I had about 5 symptoms of what the doctor said I would leave here with. But I'm still standing. And that devil is looking around, wondering why I'm still alive. But I'm alive because God said so. God said so.
Thank you, Lord.
So let me just tell you this. I know I got to close. It's almost 1 o'clock. But on last week, there was 2 things I want to share with you. You know, I told you about the black smoke that came out of prophets, apostles' head. My son Joey and Brother Dante had came over because I started feeling real sick. I didn't even know what was wrong with me. So Brother Dante looked at me and he said, you know, this is a spirit. I said, I know. He said, it's okay to lay my hands. I said, yes. While he was laying hands, my son went to run me some bath water. When he ran the bath water, it was clear. When he went back in there, it was black like smoke. He let that water out and put 2 pots of water on the stove. When he went back to the stove, the water on the stove was black. The devil doesn't like me. He's trying to kill me. But he can't do it. All right, one more thing happened. But this made me understand this. Saints of God, we can't say that the enemy will not attack us. Because he will. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. My children told me to take some of the regiment. I said, I can't take it. I've got to wait till Zulia comes. They said, Ma, you got to take it. I said, I can't take it because if I take it, I'm going to throw up. So when she finally got there, her and her husband, she felt my throat. She said, something is moving in your throat. Spirit was trying to take me out of here. Brother Dante already said he's trying to starve you to death. Something was moving in my throat. She called her husband over. She said, what is that? She said, something is moving in your throat. She laid hands and prayed a prayer of faith, both of them. And I felt that thing coming up out of me. Listen, they plant stuff in your food. I got a phone call last week, throw everything out of your refrigerator because that devil walks around your house and he's planting stuff in your house. Some folk don't want to talk about what goes on in their house, but I bind the devil in the name of Jesus. So I started throwing it up. She said, you're not through. I've never been through this before, because guess what? I'm always on the other side. But when they were through, they said, how do you feel? I said, fine.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. God did. Yes.
That was 2 incidents that happened to me on my way to give my testimony. Because the devil wanted to kill me before I gave my testimony. He lurks around the house, planting stuff. I don't care who he is. Either your brother, your husband, your boyfriend. A warlock is a warlock. And a witch is a witch.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
What you call it? Asking when I'm going to leave so you can do more. I hope he sees this video. And then someone called me. Let me tell you what, God is good. He calls and tells me. There's 3 more people working with him. They want you out of here. They want you dead. He will not win. My children said, no, you don't want to run and holler and all that stuff. And they said, sit down, Mom.
That's right. That's right.
Brother Major, they won't win.
That's right.
Brother Major has had some interesting things to tell me. But I gotta tell you, and I'm closing, what Sister Letitia told me on the night I was going through that water situation. She said, Pastor, I was trying to call you. And she said, roots began to grow up around my phone. And I couldn't call you, so I began to break the roots. Did you finally get me? Roots too. They work at all that stuff. But they can't kill me because Jesus got me. And I'm going to pull it down in the name of Jesus. Every witch, every warlock, I'm not afraid of you. You're coming down in the name of Jesus.
If you believe it, I dare you to stand up and stretch your hand forth and say, healing is already taking place. Come on, tell somebody, strengthen her, God, right now in the name of Jesus. Come on, we don't need nobody that don't believe us. You want to stretch your hand and say, strengthen is already taking place. Come on and give God praise for the testimony.